Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. So day 10 is going to take us to around the 24th of September. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles and may run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which will take us well into October. I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just say that the first video released today was our 7 AM forecast, and we also had a look at the EC 30-day look ahead as well, and also sending out 6 weeks for the UK and for the rest of Europe too. So please like, share, subscribe on all of the videos. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. So just say that we hit 12,000 subscribers on Sunday. So thank you so much, everybody, for getting us to 12,000 subscribers. We are giving away some GavsWeatherVids merch. So it's going to be a merch giveaway, you know, to say thank you to all of you for getting us to 12,000 subscribers. You've still got a little time to enter that. So you can either get involved by email me directly at GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com. Or you can do it through the giveaway channel on the GavsWeatherVids Discord server. Just reply with an emoji to Savvy's post on the Discord server, and that will get entered into the draw as well. We're going to be closing this tomorrow, probably around this time tomorrow, I would have thought. Sort of midday tomorrow is where we will stop taking entries. And then everybody's names will be put onto the name picker, and we're going to do a live stream tomorrow at 6 PM. The old Wednesday live stream returns just for 1 week in the old Wednesday time slot. 6 PM tomorrow. We'll do a live stream, and we'll draw out 2 names, giving away 2 pillows. We'll draw out 2 names, you know, on the name picker. And we're going to do that live in the live stream. So we will roll it twice, and 2 people will be winning our merch, our GavsWeatherVids pillows, to say thank you so much for getting us to 12,000 subscribers. Incredible. Thank you so much, everybody, for the amazing milestone. So live stream coming up tomorrow at 6 PM. Haven't done one of those for a little while on a Wednesday. Going to be fun. Right, okay, let's turn off the webcam then, and we'll start the video. We're going to begin by having a look at what's going on in the tropical Atlantic. So 3 interest areas. Now, we've got Tropical Storm Nicholas moving on to the Gulf Coast of Texas here. That actually made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. Very briefly did go to Category 1 hurricane a few hours ago. It's now back down to a tropical storm. Tropical Storm Nicholas is giving maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 994 millibars, moving north-northeastwards at 9 miles per hour. Clicking on Nicholas and going here, we can see that this storm is going to run along the Gulf Coast from Texas to Louisiana, probably depositing copious amounts of rain and strong winds as well. Will become a post-tropical depression at some point tomorrow or into Thursday. I've also got this yellow X just here, so that is disturbance 2, which currently has a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, but a 60% chance in the next 5 days, so a higher chance of that becoming a tropical cyclone in the next 5 days. And then we've got this orange X just here. I think this is the next major one to focus on. This is disturbance 1 with a 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and an 80% chance, very high chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days. They're saying from the National Hurricane Center, a tropical wave located just west of the African coast is producing a large area of showers and thunderstorms that are showing signs of organization. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for gradual development of this disturbance over the next several days, and a tropical depression is likely to form by the weekend while the system moves westwards at around 15 miles per hour across the eastern tropical Atlantic. So that is definitely the next one to focus on. That might become a significant fish. It may become, a hurricane or a major hurricane. We'll have to wait and see about that. But I think that one is the next one that really could become quite significant. Coming back home, been very wet across many parts of eastern and southern southeastern England today. So this is the latest radar picture from the weather outlook. You see we've had loads of rain here. Pretty much every east wind has been pouring down where I am in Northampton. Warringwood is drying up a little bit now. Yeah, been very, very wet across this eastern, southeast part of the country, pushing up towards Lincolnshire as well now. Proper old deluge. We did expect it, you know, been forecasting it, and here it is. So those areas have been so very, very dry over the past 2 weeks. Finally getting some much needed and useful rainfall. There is rainfall elsewhere as well. So across southern and southwest Scotland, we've got outbreaks of rain and extending into eastern Scotland. Not as heavy there, but there is some rain around. Wales, southwestern England, mostly dry. And these dry conditions gradually will extend eastwards through the course of the rest of today. This rain is having an impact on the temperature as well, so these are the latest temperature observations from XC Weather. So we have got 21 degrees flashing away down there, they are, but generally southeast is kind of like upper teens, so Hertzman zone at 19 degrees, Southend is at 18 degrees, Watcham at 18 degrees, High Wycombe and is at Norfolk at 17 degrees, London Heathrow at 17 degrees. I think High Wycombe was 16 degrees. Going into Midlands though, we've got this rain, it gets a lot cooler to Western, just 14 degrees, Church Lawford just 15 degrees, Wittering at 15 degrees, Marham 16 degrees, so sort of mid-teens Celsius where it's pouring with rain. Waddington 16 degrees and so on. East Midlands at 14 degrees. Over to Wales where it is a lot brighter. Sennybridge at 15, Lake Vermey at 13, Capricorn at 16. So not much better with temperature really, despite the fact that it's drier through there. Norfolk at 15 degrees. We have got Milford Haven at 20 degrees. And Belfast is at 17. We've got Strathallan at 14 degrees and we've got Boyne at 14 degrees, Aberdeen at 14, Loch Glasgow at 17, Oughahara at 17. Generally, it is cool, pretty cool today, particularly when we've got these outbreaks of persistent and heavy rain. It does finally today feel like we are actually in autumn. Central temperature is continuing to reduce. So yesterday we saw that CET was at 17.9. Now it is at 17.7, 3.4 degrees provisional to yesterday the 13th of September. Obviously for today's temperature being quite cool, that's going to come down more, and I suspect we're going to see this gradually reducing over the next 2 weeks or so. For the remainder of September, I think it will gradually reduce. Where it ends up, remains to be seen. I think it'll still be above average. I can't see a cooler of an average month coming up, but where it finishes, we're going to have to wait and see. There is a poll on the community page asking where people think, CT is going to end up at the moment. The majority of GavsWeatherVids viewers think it's going to finish up in the 16s, so 16 Celsius plus CT September. But it remains to be seen where this is going to land. I will keep you posted about it. We'll keep you updated and posted about it, of course. Right, this is how the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles are looking for the next couple of weeks. We're at Birmingham today. So red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Birmingham. We're starting off with above average temperatures at the moment, actually. Of course, because it's cloudy, overcast and wet, we're not realising the temperature potential. But the upper air temperatures are actually above average and will remain so through the rest of the week. Into the weekend, the upper air temperatures do lower, actually go a little bit cooler. Then next week, they lift up a little bit for a few days before cooling down again through the final days of September. Nothing overly dramatic going on. There are some quite warm outlier members, these ones up here, but equally we have got some pretty cool outlier members down there. So it looks a little bit zonal, actually. It looks like we're getting warmer and cooler and warmer and cooler sectors alternating. We might be going into a period of more Atlantic-driven mobility, really, with outbreaks of rain and warmer and cooler sectors alternating with one another. Amongst all the scatter, I think there probably is a little bit of a zonal sine wave appearing there. Precipitation-wise, we've got the wet weather today, of course, and it goes drier 2 or 3 days over weekend and into the early part of next week, probably showery. And then the last days of September, the last week or so of September, looking quite significantly unsettled. So it does look as though we are in for a period of more mobility at very least. If not a washout period, it looks like we are in for a rather more mixed and somewhat more changeable period, I think. Temperature anomalies on the 14th, 22nd of September going to be a little bit above average. Not as big an anomaly to average as we have had through this September so far. So we've lost those very hot conditions that we had in the first week to 10 days of the month that really spiked the temperature. And now we're just a little bit above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 14th, 22nd of September. Overall, still a little bit on the drier than average side, especially for more central, northern and western areas. The latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows that we've got this area of low pressure across more southern areas. That's bringing the wet weather, particularly in the east, through the course of today. Plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic, just giving a hint perhaps of a little bit more mobility coming in from off the Atlantic over the next week or so. Right, so this is how the UK Met is looking from the weather outlook. Should I put the webcam back up? Why not? This is how the UK Met is looking from the weather outlook for midnight on Friday. So we've got next area of low pressure is starting to move in off the Atlantic. So once today's wet weather's out of the way, Wednesday, Thursday will go dry. There will be some showers around, but Wednesday, Thursday should be a little bit dry. And then on Friday, the next band of rain moves in off the Atlantic with this area of low pressure. That's probably going to weaken as that pushes through, but it will bring some rain, particularly to western, perhaps southwestern parts of the country as we move into the weekend. And then going further on into the weekend, we find ourselves going into this sort of slack type pattern, which is probably going to allow showers to develop over the weekend. There's another area of low pressure there forming across England and Wales by midnight on Monday. That might bring some persistent rain to parts of England and Wales, maybe. And then that gets out of the way and start to get a ridge extending by this time next week. So this is to midnight on Tuesday, 21st September, ridge getting to extend in from the Atlantic to northern Europe. That's not a hot ridge, though. That's probably quite a cool ridge, actually. We can have a look at the upper air temperatures with that. So they're not particularly exciting with the upper air temperatures. Certainly not a hot ridge. It's actually quite a coolish ridge that's building there. And notice how cold the upper air temperatures are over on the eastern side of Europe as well, by the way. So we discussed about this in the EC extended forecast video today. It does look as though eastern, northeast parts of Europe are in for quite a cool period, to be honest. This is I don't have to show you this, but this is a precipitation forecast as well, based on that UK Met run. So there's that rain coming in on Friday. That does weaken, but brings a little bit of rain to the southeast as well. And then into weekend, just rather showery, I think, over weekend, really, with showers coming and going. But yeah, they're always interesting to have a look at. We do get more information now from the UK Met than we used to, both in terms of its broad model, this one, and a UKB, which is the high-res model from the UK Met. We can have a lot more information from the UK Met office than we used to, and it's all great, it's all great stuff, but we get that from the UK Met, and that's all available from the weather outlook. Right, let's have a look at GFS then. So this is a midnight GFS run. We can see that on Friday. Low pressure started moving from off the Atlantic Ocean. This low pressure sort of weakening as it pushes in, but probably bringing rain to the northwest area. Showers elsewhere. Into Sunday, it looks like we keep pretty showery, really. So a relatively coolish and showery weekend being seen here, I think, by a lot of the model output. Early next week, more low pressure going to push in from off the Atlantic. That looks quite cool and rather unsettled, I have to say, through the early part of next week with the GFS midnight run winds in from the northwest with that, so it could be quite chilly, actually. Then running up towards day 10, we get this ridge building through the coast. So again, same idea, very similar to the UK Met, really. This ridge building across northern and western Europe again through the middle part of next week. It's not a warm ridge, though. I have to re-emphasise that. It's not taking us back to hot conditions. It's probably quite a cool ridge, and particularly so at night, maybe with some mist and fog and relatively cool temperatures. By day 10, the next area of low pressure starting to move back in from off the Atlantic once again. We do try quite a warm southwesterly for a couple of days around just beyond day 10. But really these areas of low pressure from the Atlantic that are driving the weather. So yeah, you know, low pressure just coming in off the Atlantic Ocean, bringing showers or longer spells of rain really through the final days of September. Relatively coolish temperatures as well. No sign of a return to the excessive heat of early September there. This is how the GFS is looking. Again, this is GFS again. So this is 6Z, very latest. So on Friday, once more, trough of low pressure beginning to move in from off the Atlantic. That will weaken as it comes in, but probably bring some showery rain to western areas in particular. Just rather slack gradients, rather slack patterns into weekend, probably allowing showers to build. There could be longer spells of rain in the south and southeast, courtesy of like an upper level trough that we see there. Moving into the open part of next week, a little bit more mobility again, so low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, although we do have a ridge in the south, probably keeps southern areas drier through the early part of next week, but in the north does look quite unsettled. I think gradually turns more and more unsettled with this GFS 6Z run through next week as low pressure probably starts to drive in from off the Atlantic. So by the middle of next week, we're into quite a cool, autumnal, wettish looking pattern, and that carries on up to day 10, which is Friday, 24th of September. Winds are in from the northwest, so it's going to be cool. The air's coming off Greenland, and just showers or longer spells of rain. Of course, it's going to hit the overall temperature quite a lot, so we would see a further reduction of that central England temperature through the course of next week. Maybe extending range with the GFS 6Z, further low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. Always the wettest conditions with this in the north, driest conditions in the south. But even in the south, I think would bring some bands of rain through from off the Atlantic in what does look like a much more mobile Atlantic-driven, rather zonal pattern with low pressure bringing bands of rain and cooler temperatures as well. So definitely a more unsettled flavour to the weather from the GFS output today. Much more so than was the case yesterday. Moving on to GM, if you enjoyed the video, please smash your like button, make sure you sub to our channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for GavsWeatherVids, and drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much to all of you for doing this. Right, let's see how the GM looks for Friday. I hope you're having a lovely day as well, of Tuesday. So how the GM looks for Friday. Low pressure is coming in off the Atlantic once again on Friday, weakening as it does so, but bringing rain, particularly to northern and western areas. Through weekend, low pressure never far away, so there will be showers or longer spells of rain. It's a more unsettled period, but we're entering into here if this is right. Early next week looks quite unsettled. This low coming in from off the Atlantic over the country, then moving into the North Sea Monday through to Tuesday. That could bring quite a spell of wet weather across many parts of the country early next week. Cool as well, with winds in from a northwesterly direction. Then through the middle of next week, a ridge is building from the Atlantic up to Northern Europe. It's a cool ridge though. Winds are in from the northeast, so pretty chilly under that area of high pressure. Maybe even colder for ground frost across Scotland if that was to come off. Moving up towards day 10, quite a bit of ridging continuing, but again, I have to re-emphasise that it's not a hot ridge. That's quite a cool ridge, particularly notably so at night, I would have thought, with a risk of chilly nights anyway, maybe ground frost in the north, and possibly even some mist and fog patches. You know, we are getting on into the autumn now, so, you know, high pressure stationary over the country within a cool, damp sort of air mass. We have to start thinking probably about fog patches and mist patches and whatnot. Then this is how the ECM is looking. So Friday, again, we've got this band of rain coming in off the Atlantic. It will weaken as it pushes in, but it will bring some wet weather with it, particularly to northern and western areas. Into the open part of next week, go rather slack with the gradients, with the ECM, so it's probably suggesting showers through the early part of next week. That carries on into the middle of next week. And actually, out of all of the model output, I think the ECM probably favouring higher pressure through certainly the middle part of next week compared to the other model output. Although by the very end, by day 10, low pressure even on the ECM solution is starting to move in from off the Atlantic. But I think out of all of the models, the ECM is probably the driest through next week. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from tometeo.com. So, of course, this is today's really wet weather in the east, bit of a deluge. That gets out into the North Sea tonight, and then we sort of go into a quieter period. Not going to be completely dry, but there will be showers. There will be showers around, but certainly quieter on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, the next band of rain moving in off the Atlantic. Weakens as it gets in, doesn't really make it over to the eastern side of the country, but there are showers around through the weekend, and these showers carry on into the early part of next week as well. And then moving up towards day 10, things go drier generally, although by day 10 itself, another band of rain, quite a heavy rain, started to move in from off the Atlantic. Right, let's have a look at the opposite table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which will get us to the 24th of September. 11 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure right over top of the country. That's been mainly dry at day 10 with that one. 10 will have high pressure over Scandinavia and will be bringing in winds from the east. Maybe mainly dry, but could be quite cool with that one. Another 9 have high pressure over to the north and west of the country. That will be bringing in winds from a northeasterly direction. Again, that's going to be quite dry, but will be cool. Another 9 down here, including the operational run, has low pressure coming in off the Atlantic at day 10. Obviously, that is much more unsettled. 7 with high pressure over top of the country. That can be a little bit warmer as well, the wind direction more southeasterly probably. And then 5 with low pressure sort of over the top of the country and slightly to our west. It is inconclusive. Most of the options actually are favouring higher pressure solutions at day 10 with the ECM today. So the operational run was not all that well supported by its ensembles, to be honest. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Will get us to the 29th of September. 10 members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure over top of the country by month's end. 9 up here have northern blocking, high pressure between Greenland and Scandinavia, low pressure underneath it across many parts of the UK. That's going to be quite a cool and wet scenario. Number 9 just here have low pressure way to our northwest, high pressure to our south and southwest. Winds are kind of westerly with that one. That's a little bit more unsettled as well, probably. Another 9 have high pressure pulling out into the middle of the Atlantic, low pressure to north of Scotland, probably start to send the wind flow and direction and jet stream alignment on the northwest-southeast alignment. That's turning cooler. 7 have high pressure dominating the weather, mainly dry. Probably a bit on the cool side though, winds from the east-northeast. And another 7 with high pressure just to our west. Again, that's going to be mostly dry. So probably going more unsettled, I would have thought, by the end of September with most of those ECM ensemble scenarios. Just have a look at CFS V2, and then we're done. These are 500 millibar heights, break it down into weekly periods. The first weekly period can take us from the 14th to 20th of September. The coming week has high pressure extending up the western side of Europe. Winds will be drawing up from a southerly southeasterly direction, so should be plenty of dry weather if that comes off, and quite warm. The shorter range model output though, the GFS and GM and whatnot, do look a little bit more unsettled than that suggests though, I think. Week 2 will be the 21st to 27th of September. Scandinavian high dominating, winds in from the east. Might bring some lower pressure to west and south of that high pressure. So it might not be necessarily as settled as you might envisage from the 500 millibar height anomaly, showing that high pressure over Scandinavia. So that's an interesting one, what happens there. This is week 3. It's the 28th of September to 4th of October. Proper Scandinavian high bet, and like a real easterly. It's a long fetch easterly as well, and that will probably bring in, a cool feel from the northeast. Actually, remember we go further on into the autumn. These Scandinavian highs and their easterly winds will start to get a chill to them. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 5th through to the 11th of October, still with high pressure over Scandinavia and a ridge extending down the western side of Europe. So it should be mainly dry. And by this point, might be starting to get a little bit cool under that high pressure, I think. You know, temperatures could well be starting to lower with a risk of certainly ground frost anyway by night. remains to be seen. But the shorter range model output, remember, is looking a lot more mobile than the CFS today. The shorter range definitely looks more zonal, more Atlantic driven, cooler and wetter through the final, particularly the final week of September. So it all remains to be seen. It all remains to be revealed. The uncertainty goes on. And yeah, so we'll keep you updated with all the twists and turns over the next few days, of course. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please can you smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Thank you so much for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And that's incredible and amazing. Thank you so much. Right, that's it for today's vids. Then tomorrow, I'm going to start off with the 7 AM forecast. Have the USA forecast as well for you tomorrow. There will be a 10 to 14 day with all of the regular features. And we'll be live streaming after 6 PM or at 6 PM tomorrow. We're going to do our merch giveaway. I don't know what else we're doing live stream. We'll probably show you some 12s then. Maybe even show you a little bit of long range. I'll wait and see. But we'll definitely be giving away some merch. And that will be coming up from 6 PM tomorrow. The Wednesday live stream back for 1 week this week. Right, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.